St. George man in jail after a string of vehicle burglaries. New partnerships between St. George Regional Hospital and UofU aims to improve healthcare in rural areas. And your local weather forecast coming up with highs, lows, and everything you need to know for the days ahead.
You're watching St. George News at 5, brought to you by our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law.
Good afternoon, I'm Monica McLaughlin. A St. George man is in jail on $50,000 bail after a string of vehicle burglaries in Washington City over the weekend. According to court records, 34-year-old Cody Jared Russin was identified through security footage and arrested after police recovered stolen firearms, military gear, ID cards, and other valuables from his SUV. Russin faces 18 charges, including multiple felonies. Washington City Police Chief Jason Williams said that more charges are likely as detectives continue to identify additional victims. A new partnership between St. George Regional Hospital and the University of Utah will bring medical student training to Southern Utah by 2027 in an effort to improve rural primary care access. For more on how this new regional campus aims to address the state's provider shortage, we go to Nick Fiala with the details.
St. George Regional Hospital of Intermountain Health announced last week that it will be partnering with the University of Utah to provide clinical training for medical students by 2027. The partnership should also address the need for primary care in the area. St. George Regional Hospital President Natalie Ashby explained how this partnership came about.
We have had conversations with the university for, I think, over a year now. So we've been chatting with them as they've been developing this idea of bringing a campus down here to address the need for rural medicine here in Southern Utah. So we're excited to partner with them.
University of Utah Regional Senior Associate Dean Michelle Hoffman discussed the need for primary care in rural communities.
In the United States, we're actually the lowest per capita in the state of Utah in primary care physicians, and it's even worse in our rural spaces. And the intent of this campus is to train future doctors who want to go into rural primary care fields in the state of Utah.
Time will tell if the partnership improves local primary care.
Now we'll take a look at your daily weather forecast, brought to you by Casablanca Resort and Casino. Let's start in St. George, where it's currently a sunny 103 degrees. Tonight, temperatures dip to a mild 71. Tomorrow will be sizzling hot. Expect a high near 108 with overnight lows around 74. Moving on to Mesquite, you're enjoying clear skies right now at 105 degrees. Overnight lows will settle around 77, but brace yourselves. Tomorrow's high will soar up to 112 with the low near 80, so stay hydrated out there. Finally, Cedar City is currently a comfortable 86 degrees under mostly clear skies. Tonight's low will be a cool 54, but tomorrow things heat up quickly, peaking near 96 before falling back into the low 60s. Remember to take precautions in the heat. Drink plenty of water and avoid strenuous outdoor activity during peak afternoon hours. Now we'll go to Tyler Todd for your weekly injury law review.
Hi, I'm Tyler with We Win Injury Law. Slip and fall accidents are common in grocery stores, restaurants, and public sidewalks. But proving fault isn't always easy. Property owners have a legal duty to maintain safe conditions. If they knew, or should have known, about a hazard and didn't fix it, they could be held responsible for your injuries. We investigate the details, gather evidence, and fight for your right for fair compensation.
A Washington City man convicted of soliciting minors has been sentenced in 5th District Court. On June 3rd, 38-year-old Christopher Phil Alder pleaded guilty to 2 felony counts of criminal solicitation of a minor. In a plea deal, other charges were dropped. Judge Ryan Christensen sentenced Alder to 90 days in jail, 3 years of probation, and ordered sex offender registration and treatment. Prosecutor Lane Wood cited Alder's partial lobotomy as a mitigating factor. Alder must report to jail by September 15th. With pressure mounting on infrastructure and wildlife, Zion National Park officials say a long-awaited visitor use management plan is nearly ready. For more on what's in the works to balance tourism and conservation, we go to Stephanie DeGraw with the latest.
Zion National Park saw a 14% rise in visitation last year, and park officials say they're close to finishing a visitor use management plan. The plan will shape how the park protects its iconic scenery and wildlife while keeping the experience meaningful. Zion National Park spokesperson Matthew Fink said the plan is in the development stages. The plan involves identifying alternatives, such as visitor capacity and preliminary impact analysis. Fink said since 2010, Zion National Park has experienced an 86% increase in total annual visitation. Public feedback will help refine strategies to protect resources, enhance visitor experiences, and aid the increasing pressure on the park's infrastructure. To learn more, read the story. This is Stephanie DeGraw.
Thank you for watching St. George News at 5. To learn more about our studio sponsor, We Win Injury Law, go to wewininjurylaw.com. I'm Monica McLaughlin with St. George News, your #1 source for local news.
This has been St. George News at 5, brought to you by We Win Injury Law.